So let's play out this scenario. You just got accepted to the U, and you know it's Miami, you know there's a beach, there's the sun, you're like, woo, I'm gonna have fun down there. You come down, you move in, it's orientation week, you meet people, you make a lot of friends, you have a lot of little cliques going on. During the day you explore campus, you see what's up, you go near the lake, you're like, damn, this is beautiful. But then you realize you want to do more than just stay on campus the whole time. But there's only one problem. You have no idea what to do and you have no idea where to go. Sure, you know Miami has a lot of beaches and you know there's always beautiful weather. But truth is, you don't know where to go to enjoy that beautiful weather. And you also hear about those college parties and going out at night, but you don't know where to go out at night. Well, today in this video, I'm going to be telling you the top 5 places you can go to if you're here at the U that are off campus. Now, these 5 places are in no specific order. I just think it's the places that most people visit. So let's begin the list. The first place you could go to off campus if you're here at the U is the very iconic Miami Beach. Now, Miami Beach might sound very cliche and very broad, but there's actually a lot of stuff you can do at Miami Beach. Obviously, hence the name, you go to the beach. Now, there's more than just the beach. You can walk down the beautiful Ocean Drive. There's a bunch of restaurants that you can go to. You also have the very famous outdoor shopping mall, Lincoln Road, which is actually a boulevard-style mall. That means that cars can't really go there. It is only meant for walking. You have famous restaurants like Nobu and Joe's Stone Crab, which are very famous in the city. On top of that, you have a lot of resorts and a lot of hotels in Miami Beach that do offer daily services. You basically pay a fee and you can enjoy the pool. You're basically a guest for a day. Some of the most iconic ones are the W and the One Hotel. And who can forget the iconic Fontainebleau? Now let's just say you want to enjoy the beach. You just want to enjoy nature, maybe go in the water, walk by the sand. You have the beautiful South Point Beach. Now in South Point, there's actually a boardwalk that takes you right out to the beautiful ocean. Now let's say you don't want to enjoy the beach, you're a crazy nightlife style person, you want to go with friends out clubbing. You have places like Live and Story that are the heart of the Miami Beach nightclub scene. Now let's say you're not really into clubbing but you just want to enjoy the night, that is fine. There's places like Washington Avenue. And Washington Avenue is basically where you have a lot of vibrant nightlife. A lot of restaurants there will be open till 6 a.m. If not, they're open 24/7. And if you're under 21 and you want to have a good time at night, you could go there to Washington Avenue, or you could also go to the mall that I mentioned earlier, Lincoln Road. Now to go to Miami Beach, depending on the traffic, it'll be about a 40-minute drive. If you're planning on Ubering there, it'll be a $12 Uber pool and about a $22 Uber X. So that's basically Miami Beach summed up. You got a lot of restaurants, you got the beach, you got hotels. There's a lot to do in the day and in the night. Next up on the list is the beautiful Wynwood. Now, being from Miami, I like to call Wynwood, it's the new place of Miami. That's where you see all the beautiful art pictures, all those girls in front of the murals. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's Wynwood. But Wynwood is actually a recently gentrified area. If you're from Miami like me, you know what that used to be. It used to be Overtown. And the sector of it is so, considered Overtown. But the majority of it is known as Wynwood, which is kind of like the art district of Miami. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it has like a very hippie, very chill vibe to it. So just to get to the point, Wynwood is basically an area where a bunch of street blocks are just covered by art. There's a lot of small businesses, a lot of small restaurants that have these amazing pieces of artwork on their murals. Now where all the girls take the pictures, that's usually in Wynwood Walls, which is basically an outdoor art gallery that features free art on the murals. Now even though there's a lot of art in the day, you can take amazing pictures, there's actually a lot to do at night in Wynwood. Not only to mention the place is filled with a bunch of small local restaurants, there's also a lot of nightclubs and lounges. One of the most iconic ones being Shots. And on top of that, the second Saturday of every month, Wynwood hosts something called Art Walk, which is basically a huge block party, and the best part of it is that it's free. They play live music, you can walk around at night, it has a really good vibe to it. Now if you do go to Wynwood, stay in Wynwood. Stay in the little area where there is art. The farther away you get from Wynwood Walls, the more dangerous it becomes. Like I said, it is a gentrified area and it is still growing. There's still a lot of violence around Wynwood, not in Wynwood. Wynwood itself is actually a very safe and modern area. But as always, that applies to most places here in Miami. So no worries, go to Wynwood, have some fun, take some nice Instagram photos, make sure to get those likes. Wynwood is about a 30-minute drive from campus. That's about an $8 Uber pool cost or a $13 Uber X. Now next up on our list is the famous Coconut Grove, also known simply as The Grove. Now first let me get into what you can do during the day in the Grove. I will be honest, I'm mostly a morning person, and the Grove is usually where I run or bike. There are two parks in Coconut Grove. You have Kennedy and Peacock Park. You could go there, maybe have a picnic, maybe work out, run. Now what makes these parks so special is that you get a beautiful view of the bayfront. You can look at like all the sailing ships. It's pretty cool if you're in the area. Now going back to what I said earlier about biking. If you're into biking, most of Coconut Grove is actually explorable through bike. There are basically bike lanes all over Coconut Grove. And like I said, if you're an early morning riser and you like to run, you can run in the Grove. But let's be honest, there's not that many weirdos like me that would wake up on a Saturday at 6 a.m. to run 10 miles. That is why it's time to tell you guys about the nightlife of Coconut Grove. Now Coconut Grove is home to the college culture known as Thirsty Thursday. The best time to go to the Grove at night is on Thursday. Not only do they have a bunch of bars and lounges, but there's a bunch of good restaurants around there too. And even though you might not be 21 and you might not be able to get into these bars and lounges, there's just such a good atmosphere to it. There's people all over the place, and there's even an outdoor shopping mall known as Coco Walk, which creates a central meeting point. But beware, if you want to have a good time at the Grove, only go on Thursdays. If not, it will be very, very boring. Now the Grove is not that far. It's only about a 15-minute drive from campus. But if you go there, especially on a Thursday night, I highly recommend Ubering. And it's only a $3 Uber Pool or a $7 Uber X. Now next up on the list is a smaller location known as Sunset Place. Now Sunset Place is the closest mall that there is from campus. I will be honest, shopping selection is not that big in Sunset Place, but there is a decent form of entertainment. That's why I made the list. The nearest movie theater and the nearest bowling alley from campus will be in Sunset Place. Of course, that's if you don't count the cinema that's already on campus. On top of that, they do have some small, very good restaurants. They're very well known for their Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, the mall is actually an outdoor mall, meaning it's very easy to just get out of the mall and walk around the area. Now, around Sunset Place, there's also a lot of small restaurants and a lot of small joints. So if you're looking not to do anything too crazy and just have a calm, good time with some friends, Sunset Place might actually be a good idea. Now Sunset Place is the closest location compared to all the other places I mentioned in this video. It's only about a 5-minute drive. Honestly, you can just go walking. And the Uber is only about $3 for the pool and $5 for the X. Now last up on this list is Key Biscayne. Key Biscayne is basically an island right next to Miami. I like to call it a 3-part island. The first part has a big public beach area. The second part is where you have the residential and resort area. And the third part is where you have a state park which has its own lighthouse. Now again, I'm going to call out my early morning risers. If you want to ride a bike, if you want to run to get that 6-pack, you do it in the Rickenbacker Causeway on Key Biscayne. It's basically the huge bridge, which we like to call the Hill of Miami, because you know in Miami we don't really have hills. But if you're an early riser, it's a very nice scenic area, not only to work out, but let's just say you want to enjoy by the beach area, you can also do that as well. Now in comparison to Miami Beach, Key Biscayne has a more calm atmosphere. You go to the beach in Miami Beach for the crazy atmosphere, for the good restaurants, but you go to the beach in Key Biscayne if you just want to chill, maybe wind down a little bit. That basically sets apart Miami Beach and Key Biscayne, two different beaches of Miami. Now like I mentioned, the first part of Key Biscayne is that big beach area. You can go there and get a beautiful view of the Miami skyscraper right next to the Rickenbacker Causeway, or you can go a little bit more deep and go to the main beach, which is known as Crandon Park. At the end of the day, it's the same water, it's the Atlantic Ocean, you're just getting a different view. Speaking about the view, in my opinion, to get one of the most beautiful views of Miami, you go to Key Biscayne. Mainly because you're gonna get a view of all the skyscrapers. You know the iconic Miami images with the skyscrapers that you see on Google Images? Well, most of those are actually taken from Key Biscayne. And because of all those skyscrapers, once you hit sunset, I think it's the best view of the Miami sunset in the whole city. At night, there's not really much to do at Key Biscayne. Unfortunately, they close the beaches pretty early, mainly to prevent any partying, anything crazy from happening. They're really strict on keeping that chill vibe in Key Biscayne. Since you really can't do anything at Key Biscayne at night, what you can do is after a very, very crazy night of partying and doing all these things, it's like 5, 6 a.m., just Uber to Key Biscayne and look at the sunrise. It's one of the best sunrises you'll ever see. And you're gonna be dead tired from all that partying at the same time. Trust me. Been there, done that.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Now Key Biscayne is about a 30-minute drive. Now the Uber's gonna cost you about $15 on the pool and $21 if you Uber X. That is it for my top 5 off-campus places you could go visit if you end up coming here to the U. If you guys have any more questions about the school, just drop them down in the comments below. Remember, share, subscribe, support, but always remember, stay hydrated.